That was quite an introduction. Thank you, Commander DeNoyer. I appreciate your generous words, and it's a real source of pride for us to see a combat veteran from Massachusetts serving as a national commander of the VFW. Great job, Commander. Thank you. Ladies Auxiliary President Gwen Rankin, incoming National Commander John Hamilton, incoming Ladies Auxiliary President Leanne Lemley, Adjutant General Alan Gunner Kent, Executive Director Bob Wallace, distinguished guests, and members of the VFW. Thank you for your generous welcome. Now I want to start today with a few words about the unimaginable tragedy in Colorado last week. We've since learned that among the victims were 4 people who had served or were serving our country in uniform. Today our hearts go out to the families of John Larimer of the United States Navy, Rebecca Wingo, an Air Force veteran, Jesse Childress, an Army veteran and member of the Air Force Reserve, and Jonathan Blunk, a Navy veteran who died shielding his girlfriend from the spray of bullets. The loss of 4 Americans who served our country only adds to the profound tragedy of that day. All Americans are grateful for their service and deeply saddened by their deaths. We mourn them and we will remember them. Now the VFW, as you know, is now over 2 million strong, has a special place in America's heart. Some of you fought recently in Iraq or Afghanistan. Others are old enough to have marched, flown, or sailed by orders of Franklin D. Roosevelt. Whatever your age, whether you're Republican or Democrat, whenever you serve, there's one thing you have in common. You answered the call of your country in a time of war. From December 7th From December 7th, 1941 to September 11th, 2001, whenever America has been tested, you stepped forward. You come from our farms, our great cities, our small towns and quiet neighborhoods. Many of you have known violence so that your neighbors could know peace. You've done more than protect America. Your courage and service defines America. You're America at our best. And it's an honor to address you today. Our veterans are part of a proud tradition that stretches back to the battlefields at Lexington and Concord, and now to places like Fallujah and Kandahar. Year after year, our men and women in uniform have added proud achievements to their record of service, and President Obama appropriately pointed to some of them yesterday in his speech. Anytime our military accomplishes a vital mission, it's a proud moment for our nation. But we owe our veterans and our military more than just an accounting of our successes. They deserve a fair and frank assessment of the whole picture of where we are and where we want to be. And when it comes to national security and foreign policy, as with our economy, the last few years have been a time of declining influence and missed opportunity. Just consider some of the challenges I discussed with you at your last national convention. Since then, has the American economy recovered? Has our ability to shape world events been enhanced or diminished? Have we gained greater confidence among our allies and greater respect from our adversaries? And perhaps most importantly, has the most severe security threat facing America and our friends, a nuclear-armed Iran, become more likely or less likely? These clear measures are the ultimate tests of American leadership. And by these standards, we haven't seen much in the president's first term that inspires confidence in a second. The president's policies have made it harder to recover from the deepest recession in 70 years. Exposed the military to cuts that no one can justify. Compromised our national security secrets. And in dealings with other nations, he has given trust where it is not earned insult where it was not deserved, and apology where it is not due. From Berlin to Cairo to the United Nations, President Obama has shared his view of America and its place among nations. I've come here today to share mine. I am an unapologetic believer in the greatness of America. I am not ashamed of American power. I take pride that throughout history our power has brought justice where there was tyranny, peace where there was conflict, and hope where there was affliction and despair. I do not view America as just one more place on the map, one more power to be balanced. I believe our country is the greatest force for good the world has ever known, and that our influence is needed today as ever before. And I am guided by one overwhelming conviction and passion. This century must be an American century. In 1941, Henry Luce called on his countrymen, just then realizing their strength, to create the first great American century. And they did. Together with their allies, they won World War II. They rescued Europe. They defeated communism. And America took its place as leader of the free world. Across the globe, they fought, they bled, they led. They showed the world the extraordinary courage of the American heart and the generosity of the American spirit. That courage and generosity remains unchanged today. But sadly, the president has diminished American leadership, and we're reaping the consequences. The world is dangerous, destructive, chaotic, and the two men running to be your commander-in-chief must offer their answers to the challenges we face. Like a watchman in the night, we must remain at our post and keep guard of the freedom that defines us and ennobles us and our friends. In an American century, we have the strongest economy and the strongest military in the world. In an American century, we secure peace through our strength. And if by absolute necessity we must employ it, we must wield our strength with resolve. In an American century, we lead the free world, and the free world leads the entire world. If we don't have the strength or vision to lead, then other powers will take our place, pulling history in a very different direction. A just and peaceful world depends on a strong and confident America. And I pledge to you that if I become Commander-in-Chief, the United States of America will fulfill its destiny and its duty.